War Council by Danielle Wirsansky.
Charity Adams Earley graduated from Booker T. Washington High School as valedictorian and from Wilberforce University in Ohio in 1938, majoring in math and physics. After graduation, she returned to Columbia, where she taught mathematics at the local high school while studying part-time for a Master of Arts degree in psychology at Ohio State University. She matriculated in the U.S. Army's Women's Army Auxiliary Corps in July 1942 and was the organization's first African-American woman to be an officer. Initially, she was placed in a company with fellow female African-American women officers, and by December 1944, Adams led the only company of Black WACs to ever serve overseas. Only a few months later, she was appointed the commanding officer of the 1st Battalion African-American Women, the 6,888 Central Postal Directory Battalion. Adams was the highest-ranking African-American woman in the Army by the completion of the war. It is spring of 1945 in Birmingham, England. Charity is dressed in her formal military uniform. She sits at a desk trying to do paperwork. She is distracted and fidgety just as she starts getting into it. There is an...
Come in.
You have a moment, Major?
Sure. What's on your mind?
I was just wondering.
2, 3, 4.
Grace, did you hear? Did you hear, Grace? Where are you, Grace? Oh. You in here, Grace?
Yes.
I am as well.
Oh, sorry. Didn't see you there, Major.
In my own office?
No, not at all.
Remember that you are at work and at war, please.
Yes, Major.
Can you wait a minute to speak with me? I wanted to ask the Major how the tour went.
You mean you didn't hear?
No.
Honestly, I would have thought that everyone would have heard by now.
Heard what?
Oh, man, it was the best.
I wouldn't call it the best.
I thought you were wonderful.
At least someone does.
All right. How are we going to fix this mess?
Goodness gracious.
What happened?
You don't know?
I don't know how you don't know. You see,
The major was rude to the general.
hey,
Be faster about it next time. We don't have any time to lose.
The Major was rude?
I was rude.
Why?
he deserved it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure he did, but what happened?
We've got an emergency on our hands.
Thank you, Betty.
What happened?
Well, that general came by for a tour of our battalion.
Never mind that they chose her to be the CEO of the 1st Battalion of African American Women.
Missy, it's all right. Every battalion has higher-ranking officers come and poke around.
Not like we do.
It's part of the job. You all know how it usually goes.
The general stands beside Charity and looks at everything with disdain. He moves ahead of her.
What are in these rooms?
Charity steps in front of him, blocking him.
Sir, these particular rooms are living quarters. And there are women in there sleeping now,
And?
which means that I cannot take you through to tour those specific rooms at present. Sir,
Charity grabs Grace and pulls her forward.
this is our chief postal officer. She can report to you and explain the operations.
Of course, Major.
My instructions had been that all people working at their files would continue unless the general addresses them. We had received many inspections, and this was the usual system. It was nothing different, nothing special. But this general, We managed to make it until after lunch with protocol still in order. It was time for him to inspect the troops. I had them line up in a formation we had decided based on the instructions we received. Only 1/3 of the unit was present, those who were off duty and headquarter personnel.
The general stands beside Charity again. Grace, Missy, and Betty stand in a row at attention, awaiting inspection.
General, I present to you the 6,888th Central Post Directory.
General inspects the line for a moment.
Adams, where are the other personnel of this unit? It certainly does not look like a battalion to me.
Yes, sir, but we work 3 8-hour shifts, so some of the women are working.
And where are the others? I saw some women walking around.
Sir, one shift would be sleeping on sleeping time now, the ones you saw.
I wanted to review your troops. That means all of them.
But, sir, our instructions were...
I'll tell you what I am going to do, Major Adams. I'm going to send a white first lieutenant down here to show you how to run this unit.
No!
I thought we had been talking at a normal volume until that sentence. That last statement seemed like a scream, or maybe it seemed so because of the content. I'm not sure exactly which word or combination of words.
White.
First lieutenant.
White first lieutenant.
It triggered my reaction. I realized instantly and without a second to spare that if I did not make the proper response to the general, I would no longer be able to command.
And?
And?
And
What I said was,
She turns to face the general.
over my dead body, sir.
You'll hear from me, Adams.
He salutes, indicating Charity dismissal before stalking off.
Major.
I can't believe he said that.
You better believe it. I was there. I heard it myself.
Well, what are you going to do about it?
I don't know.
Well, what did the general mean by you'll hear from me?
Isn't it obvious
They all look at her.
that she'll be hearing from him?
Ugh. This is serious. They could have had the major's head for this.
Like what?
They could demote me. They could take my post away.
Replace you?
Or more likely,
What?
They could court-martial me.
For what? For defending yourself?
this is the military, Missy. You don't get to defend yourself. You do as you're told and you fall in line.
That's stupid.
That's life.
Why did you have to say that, Charity?
I don't know. It's just what came out. It's how I feel.
You should know better.
Of course I know better.
They may have put you in this position of power, but that doesn't mean they aren't looking for ways to bring you down.
He was provoking her.
He was, but Betty's right. I shouldn't have risen to the bait.
He shouldn't have been speaking to you like that.
He's a general. I should have been more careful.
He's going to come after you. He isn't going to let this go. You saw him, you heard him.
You're right. He probably won't. So what can we say? What can we say as a defense against him?
What possible defense did I have for speaking to a general like that?
The telephone outside on Grace's desk rings. They all look at each other.
Yes? Really? This is ridiculous. Is there something we can... Of course. Yes, thank you. I appreciate it. That was a member of the general staff.
And
He was warning me that he received instructions to draw up court-martial charges against Major Adams.
no.
Charity sits down.
What are we gonna do?
This is my affair. I appreciate it, but I don't want to drag you all down with me.
Oh, stuff it. This is bigger than you. This is about all of us too. You've got yourself a war council here. So what are we gonna do?
No question about it. Charity has to respond to the general's remarks.
Why didn't you ask for another chance? Why couldn't you have said anything other than over my dead body?
To be fair, there are probably worse things she could have said.
Charity gets her a look.
What? It's true, and you know it. I like to say something worse and a little more personal myself.
We can't take back or change what Charity said. Let's focus on what he said.
He was so rude.
Yes, we know he was being deliberately provocative.
Oh, he was being racist.
He's not allowed to be racist.
They're all racist.
No, but
I don't think they try to be.
That doesn't excuse it.
No, really, I don't
They
think.
mean it.
They still said it. They still did it.
Really, I know that
Excuse me. What are you trying to say, Missy?
I don't think, or rather, I do think. I think that
Spit it out.
he's not allowed to be racist.
Since when?
Let her talk.
It was in some of the paperwork that Shafe sent us. Supreme Headquarters, Allied Expeditionary Force.
What paperwork?
Let me get it.
What is she talking about?
Here, see, look, hold on. Right here. Look, Shafe sent out these letters reminding unit commanders that they should not be using language that stresses racial segregation so that our allied forces don't suspect disharmony among us.
I don't remember that.
Grace takes the letters from Missy and scans them.
She's right.
That doesn't stop anyone from discriminating.
No, but maybe we can find a way to use it to our advantage.
Advantage?
How about as leverage?
They all look at her again.
I mean, we all know that Major Adams probably should not have said what she said, even if it was the truth and how she felt and was provoked and all.
Right.
But let's use his words against him. What he said was racist, yeah?
Racially charged, sure.
He was the one who introduced the subjective race, of a white lieutenant being superior to a black one.
Court-martial him.
What?
Court-martial him back.
On what grounds?
He disobeyed a directive from Shafe headquarters.
That's stretching a memorandum into a directive, isn't it?
What has she got to lose?
They looked at Charity.
And everything to gain.
Is this what you want to do, Charity?
What else is there to do?
Let's do this.
What do we need?
Well, we'll need sworn affidavits from personnel testifying to what happened.
I was there. I'll testify.
Me too.
They bustle about in and out of the room, carrying paperwork, answering phones, and the like. Charity watches removed. She is still. Days go by. The phone rings. Everybody freezes.
Yes? I see. Really, I see. Thank you.
Well,
He's dropping the charges. The general is dropping the charges.
woo!
I knew we'd whoop him.
Why did you drop the charges?
Well, I was told that I have decided to drop the charges against Major Adams, not because I feel that my charges will not hold up, but because Major Adams has more rank than any other WAC in the ETO. And to be frank, it would be too expensive to bring officers from the states who are her senior, which is, as you know, required by court-martial regulations.
I just knew you'd come out on top.
I'm glad you're staying.
How do you want to respond?
Does she even have to?
Of course she does.
Drop the charges.
Against him.
Yes, drop them. It might seem like a cop-out, but I'm not a fool. Drop them.
Yes, Major.
But yes, Major.
Yes, Major.
Oh, and ladies, thank you.